This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for July 18, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, police appeal for help to find a 61-year-old Peter Pottinger. The police are seeking the public's help to locate an elderly man from Kitson Town in St. Catherine who has been missing since last week of Thursday. He is Peter Pottinger, 61, from Top Mountain District. Pottinger is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 5 feet 4 inches tall, and walks with a limp. Reports from the Spanish Town Police are that about 6 a.m. on July 13, Pottinger was last seen on Old Road in the parish wearing a red shirt, khaki shorts, and a pair of black slippers. The police say all efforts to locate him have been futile. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Peter Pottinger is being asked to contact the Spanish Town Police Station at 876-984-2305, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. 12-year-old boy dies in suspected river drowning in Westmoreland. A 12-year-old boy is suspected to have drowned in the Cabarito River in Frome, Westmoreland on Sunday. He has been identified as Stephen Rankin. Reports from the police are that Rankin left his home shortly after 9:30 a.m. without his mother's authorization and went to the river with a friend. It is reported that he went missing while swimming. Checks were made to locate him, but he was not found. His body was later discovered in the river motionless by residents about 2:48 p.m. The police were alerted and he was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. Blythe offers the referee PNP standoff in Western Westmoreland. With fears that the current political imbroglio in Westmoreland Western is a mirror image of the near disaster in St. Anne's Southeast for the People's National Party in the 2020 elections, a political veteran has stepped forward with a white flag and a promise to listen and to be fair to all sides. The move is in an effort to take back the seat won by the Jamaica Labour Party after it was held by the McNeils for decades. Veteran comrade and the former PNP Vice President Dr. Carl Blythe has volunteered his services to the warring internal party factions in the constituency to salvage the stalemate between the different groups opposed to the candidacy of current Vice President Ian Hills. PNP sources in the constituency have identified the current blow-up as one between the now independent councillors and the fellow PNP councillors opposed to Hills as a candidate, and the councillors divorcing from the PNP. Blythe told the news yesterday that a date is yet to be set, but the three renegades PNP elected councillors have all said they are prepared to talk. I discussed it with the party leader and he has no objections. I will be meeting with them, depends on whether they want to meet with me. They say they want to, but they have not yet set the date. But I am willing and ready whenever they want to meet, Blythe said. The councillors are vigorously opposed to Hills, but General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell describes the situation as a tantamount to anarchy. If the party allowed the councillors to determine who a candidate should be in a particular constituency, then what happens when they fall out with that person? Just imagine how many candidates and the members of parliament would be removed by councillors. That's anarchy, Campbell told the news. The seat was last held by the PNP through another party vice president, Dr. Wickham McNeil, and before him, his father, Dr. Kenneth McNeil. They have had decades of representation. Blythe agreed with the General Secretary that the party's constitution is clear about the selection process. Delegates are allowed to vote, but the successful candidates must get 50% plus one of the total numbers of delegates' votes. Where that does not happen, the party president has the right to select a candidate after consultation. The final choice remains with a party president. Dr. Campbell is perfectly right. The PNP has a constitution and we must follow it. We can't break it to suit anybody because the party is bigger than any one person. It cannot take the position that it is bending back diverting from the Constitution to suit any one person, he explained. Some of the councillors have charged that Hills was selected by delegates from paper groups he formed. However, all candidates and the councillors are allowed to form groups of 10 or more members. Constituencies are not allowed to have more groups than the number of polling divisions. Where such breaches occur, the party corrects them with an audit or merger. Still, another veteran, Desmond Leakey, has warned the party to be careful, urging it to listen to everyone. Leakey, who first won on the PNP ticket from 1972 to 1980 and again from 1989 to 1997, warned the party must be careful it does not end up like St. and Southeast, where the councillors revolted against Lisa Hanna. A magisterial recount was the final arbiter of the seat the day after the 2020 general election. Hanna was returned by a 31-vote majority. She will not be seeking re-election. This is a seat that is coming from a 5,000-vote majority for the PNP, and it came down to an almost loss under Lisa Hanna. We have lost the Western Westmoreland, so they don't plan to regain it. You cannot have a constituency where the MP and the councillor are not speaking. The situation is almost a mirror image, said Leakey, a former parliamentary secretary and the Minister of Agriculture under the Manley administration of the 1970s. He believes that the PNP must begin its groundwork to retain the seat held by newcomer Moreland Wilson. The party's leadership must be careful that in seeking to heal the wounds it does not cause inflammation. Once they arrive at an amicable solution, it is a seat they must retake, said Leakey. But Blight does not believe the situations are similar. It is different. You have to look at the strength of the councillors. The St. Anne councillors and the Westmoreland councillors do not have the same political strength. The Westmoreland councillors are stronger, he said. Meanwhile, Councillor Garfield James acknowledged that Blight has initiated contact with a view to having discussions. James represents the Sheffield division and withdrew from the race with Hills for the party's candidacy. I am not an unreasonable person and not a tribalist. He is the one who reached out that he is willing to talk, so I am willing to participate in any reasonable request, he told the news yesterday. Councillor Ian Miles of the Little London division and Leighton Mackenzie of the Greenhill division could not be reached yesterday. Several attempts to reach Hales by telephone since Friday have also been unsuccessful. Last week, the three councillors voted with the JLP councillors to remove Danry Delancey of the Betheltown division as a deputy mayor. Delancey has served in that division for 12 years in the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, which is a PNP-controlled body, although all the members of parliament in the parish are from the ruling JLP. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.